Hey everyone, it's Monique, and you are watching Rhythm and Muse Podcast with me. Rhythm and Muse is basically going to be with indie artists from Baltimore, mainstream and underground. Maybe it'll be co-host on the show and plenty more. Before I get started with my first guest, I want to give a big thank you to first Ediga from aka Charm City TV for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Second, I want to thank for everyone that is watching me from Facebook Live or YouTube Live and everywhere else. And now for my first guest, I would like to have my friend from high school, R&B singer, songwriter, and rapper from Baltimore, Tyrone McQueen. Woo! Tyrone, how are you?
What's up, Monique?
How are you? How you feeling? How you feeling on this Friday, even though it's nasty outside?
Oh, we here. That's all I can say. We here.
Honestly, I felt that on like so many different levels. Let me tell you. All right, I'm so glad that you could be here. Thank you for being my first guest on the show. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I am extremely nervous. My heart is racing. Everything. Tyrone is keeping me calm, so keep you. All right, let's get started. So, your new song, Model X.
Yes.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Ooh, where do I start? Okay, so Model X is basically just a song about like, you know how in the industry, I guess you would say, or even in like regular relationships, there's so many people that basically are with someone just for their money.
Yeah.
So it's kinda like
Yeah.
when it's kind of like when you figure that out, you kind of like, wow, like you want to be mad, but then the part of you was like, how about we just put the script and just play it in my favor? So it's
Right.
like the lyrics is like, if you want to ride in my brand new Model X, let me take a dive. And it's kind of like, like if we on that type of tip, then I mean, let's play into it. So
Right.
that's about
Right.
it.
I get it. All right. So, was you thinking about anyone in particular with this song? Because I was listening to it and I was like,
No, like when I wrote it, it was kind of just like I don't know. I just wrote and I was like, okay, let's like speak on that perspective. I've never been in that type of situation, so
mm,
I was like, let me write about something like that I hear and see a lot because like especially on social media, it's so many people that you look at their relationship, you like, how are they together? Like she is so pretty. Why is she with him? And it's kind of like, well, and it's like
yeah.
hey, let me
Yeah.
play into that. Let me write something about that. So.
Right. I like it. I like it. All right. So, what was your creative process with this song? Like, what was it like?
I write a song, I don't even really like write it to talk about a certain subject. It just kind of comes out and
Mm-hmm.
look back at my like lyrics stuff and I'm like, okay, so this song is about this. That makes sense. So that's kind of like how I write all my songs. How I wrote that song is kind of like I had the hook for it and I was like, okay, what do I want to talk about? And then I was like, okay, let's play into that whole narrative about like only being with somebody for their money and they realize that. So
Right. I understand. I get it. Is there going to be any visuals for the song, any music video? I low key want to see
yeah.
it. I really
I
do.
would say I would say soon. It's coming soon. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I got in for all my listeners. So
Yes.
it's coming soon.
I like that. Okay, so every artist has like a dream performance with a certain song. I know I do. So what is your dream performance? Like what would you want it to like envision? Like what would you want it to be like? Like slow and subtle?
I feel like I don't know, like a performance. I know for that song, I would really want it to be like big. Like I want dances, I want smoke clouds. Like I want it all. Like because that song is
The
such
whole shebang
yeah,
basically.
that song is such a fun song, and I just want everybody to just have fun with it. Like I want everybody to be out there, seats, like grooving, vibing to it.
Right.
I want all of that.
Right. I totally agree. If you guys have not heard his song Model X, honestly, I feel like it's a good song. And now we gonna listen to it because it really is a good song, and I feel like y'all should listen to it before I go on. So yeah, we will listen to it. We will
Oh,
listen to it. It's a good song.
If you wanna fry, if you wanna stay the night, can I come inside? Baby, I just wanna bite. Don't you fucking hide it. You freaky and I know it, baby. Baby, lay down your walls. Let me see what you about. Take off your drawers. I wanna see what's underneath them skinny jeans. Get on your knees and work on me, work on me, work on me. If you wanna fry in my brand new model legs, let me take a dive, dive. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me, babe. If you wanna fry in my brand new model legs, let me take a dive, dive, dive. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me. Let me take a dive, dive, dive. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me, babe. Let me rock it so steady, I got your knees feeling heavy. And in this room we both sweaty. You told me you would be ready for me to drop of this dick. You said you wouldn't get hit, now look who glued to my hip. So fast that I cannot dick. Look at the walls you put up, I swear relationship sucks. You was just trying to fuck, maybe you fought someone love. Too bad you pushing, you shove. You couldn't find it above, so then you took it down low. That's something I gotta know. Everybody wants it, and if you got it from no, boy, don't be shy, just own it and hop up on my pony. Don't gotta wait, save the date, don't be late. Eat me up just like a dinner plate, plate. I'll always be tasty, so edible, so incredible. Don't ever tell me. If you wanna fry in my brand new model legs, let me take a dive, dive, dive. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me, babe. If you wanna fry in my brand new model legs, let me take a dive, 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 dive. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me. Dive in me, dive in me, dive in me. The beat ends like so weird.
Tyrone. Tyrone. I should have put a disclaimer for everybody. It's a little bit. It's a little bit nasty. It's a little bit nasty. It's a little bit nasty. I'm sorry. Yes, I love it. It's been stuck in my head for like a week. I was just like, okay, we're gonna dive into you as an artist, a little bit of your personal life and stuff like that. So for starters, we're gonna start off the comments. Someone said, Matthew said, Tyrone, I really like your song. You getting out of love tonight, okay, Tyrone? I see you. Okay, so what does your music say about you? What does your music say about you?
Okay, so that's a word. So when I first started, like back in high school, you know, me and you used to.
I remember.
And so, like, I really didn't know what type of music I wanted to make. I knew that I wanted it to be R&B, but I just didn't know which route I wanted to take. Because so many people nowadays, they do R&B, but everyone is doing R&B differently now. It's not like the R&B we grew up on in the 2000s that our parents used to play.
Right.
I was like, what sound do I really want to go for? So when I started really music, like my first ever project was Heartbreak Love Story.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that first project really was like, wow, like really music. And I feel like what song that really made me feel like, okay, like this is really what I want to do. This is really what I want to sound I want to make is when I wrote Transcend on my first album.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? I can really, really do this music thing. Like, I really want to make music that resonates with people because it's so much
Mm-hmm.
music nowadays that's not really hitting like it's supposed to. And
Yeah.
B, I just think that when you listen to like a song, like you don't really have to be in your feelings. Like it could be fun, it could be upbeat, but it still has like a low key like message behind it. Whether
Mm-hmm.
as small as like how my song Model X is just about like somebody with money being with somebody with money and then they basically catching on to it and using it to their advantage, you know. But I feel like R&B should still have a meaning, whether no matter what it is, it should just still have a clear direction where it's going. So
Mm-hmm.
music, my sound, I would say that mine really like I would say contemporary R&B because it do like add in some of those hip hop flavors and stuff like that. So
A
I
bit of everything
have my
going.
sound as like contemporary R&B, like you know that slow but like a new age R&B.
So we got a little bit of everything, a little bit of this, a little bit
Yeah.
of that. You got a little bit of everything. I like that. So what or who, inspired you to make music?
Well, I'm already going to talk about the Queen, so let's just talk about the Queen Nick. So, um, I really didn't want to be a rapper. Like I was like, I'm not gonna rap. Like I said, I told myself, I was like, if I rap, I'm gonna sound dumb. Like rapping is just not gonna be for me. And then I grew up listening to Nicki Minaj, like literally, like I was 9 years old and I knew all the words of Itty Bitty Piggy. Like that's how like that was.
You a real barb.
Like a
Okay, all
real bar
right.
out
You
here,
a
nigga.
real barb.
So Nikki, even though Nikki is a female, I feel like I related to her more because of the fact that it was rap is a male dominated genre, and rap when I was growing up, when we were growing up, were basically like it was real hard, like it was really hard, like in your face, like you
Mhm,
know, killing and shooting and all that other type of stuff. So it was just like a whole bunch
mhm,
of stuff going on in rap music, and I feel like Nikki added something that was different. Like she was very creative, she was versatile and
mhm,
I know for me, like I love me some hip hop, but I feel as though like I still wanted to do R&B, but I also wanted to add hip hop into it.
mhm,
So I feel like a lot of so she was definitely like an artist that I looked up to as far as being very versatile and being very lyrical.
mhm.
And another artist is Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Like they really shaped the rap game. Like their rhymes, their flows, their creativity was just out of this world. But someone who really like inspired me to start doing like R&B and really like speak about my soul was Janae Aiko. And I feel like when I listen to her music, I feel so calm. She give me so much just peace. Her
Right,
and SZA, I would say, really like shapes the way that I make my R&B music.
right. So, this is like a little bit off or whatever because it's not on my paper. But do you feel as if like rap is too what's the word? Do you feel like talks too much about the same old drugs, sex, violence, and stuff like that? And how do you plan on changing that? Because you have some really good inspirations, I will say that. So how do you plan on changing that, especially coming from like an indie artist?
I feel like just talking about something that has meaning. Like we all love Megan Thee Stallion and City Girls. Like we love them. We
Mhm.
vibe to them. We twerk to them. Like they are turn up songs. But I feel like the diversity in rap, like having people like even like Doja who does pop stuff, or even like more artists that don't rap on such a narrow scale. Like I feel like so many rappers, they are like, okay, we in this new age, let's just talk about everything that everybody else is talking about. And I think that's why Kendrick Lamar really stand out because not only do they have bangers, that be on the scales of City Girls and Megan, but they also have things that are very introspective and talk about things that's going on in the world. Like Kendrick's song DNA went
Yeah.
to talking about like what was going on and all like the gun violence and everything. Like I like rappers that can do both. And I feel like for me, I want to do that that, I guess, rapper, singer, however you want to describe me. I want to be that artist that does more than just talk about what's mainstream. I want to talk about like what's going on in the world, how Black people are viewed, how gay people are viewed, just
Right.
everything is what's going on in the world, and how us as a people have such a voice that we don't recognize. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody to just hear that, relate to that, be like, yeah, I like that. Like let's start doing stuff that is us better as a people.
Right. So I like that. That's whew, amen. Okay, so if you could change anything about the music industry, what would you change?
Oof. One thing I would change the stereotyping, and just the certain look that you have to have. Like if you're a rapper, you gotta look like this,
Talk about it.
you gotta look like this. Like I just feel like all people come in different shapes and sizes.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be one look fits all. Like when Nicki came out with the little bar and the long, what's the name? Everybody rocking the bob and the long,
Right.
like it's like we're riding trends and no one is trying to be themselves. Everyone, the new Nicki, the new Beyonce, the new this, the new that. And I just feel like you shouldn't be the new anything. You should be you. You should never want to be related to someone. You should never want to follow a trend because it's popular. I feel like I feel like you will pop and you'll be popping being yourself. Like for me, I don't feel like I want to be like Chris Brown or Mario or any other R&B male singer. Like I don't want to be like them. I want to be like Tyrone. Like that's why in my songs I rap and I sing and I do whatever feels right, because I
Right.
want to ride trends of my peers that came before me. Like I want to pave my own way. Like yes,
Right.
it's a way for me to be on platforms and be able to make music and stuff like that. But I want my music to be different. Like when you hear when you hear songs off my album, like okay, that's Tyrone.
Right. So listen, if y'all go here nowhere, y'all go here Rhythm&Muse. Y'all go hear everything. Keep it real. All right. Okay. So, what are your ambitions for a singer and a songwriter? What do you plan to do with this as you grow?
I just want to honestly, and I'm stealing this from another artist. Jessie J has said this, but I want to make music to heal the world. Like I want to have people relate to my music and really find comfort in it. And like if you're having a bad day, like go ahead and turn on that music and be like, yo, this song saved me, or like, because it's a lot of stuff there for me that just saved my life. Like
Right.
so I want to make music for people like that. Like whatever you're going through, you can put the song on and you can just feel good and you can feel better. You could be having the most crappiest day in the world, but you can turn on my song or any song and just feel good. That's what I just want to make, feel good music. And I want my music to speak for itself.
I like that because you do got some feel good music. Okay. Ooh. Okay. What is if you have any? What is your biggest musical challenge?
Biggest musical challenge. So for me, like in songs, I be like, yo, you may think like I be going in on my songs, but I be going in even harder for songs that's like not even out, that I'm like, I can't because I feel like like I have two things. When you do a certain type of genre, everyone expects you to stay in that particular genre. They expect you to stay in that box. Like if you're an R&B
Mhm.
artist, only make R&B music and nothing else. And my only fear is having people misconstrue the direction that I'm going in by me doing like a little bit of R&B, a little bit of hip hop, and a little bit of pop. Like, okay, what
Right.
are you? And it's like still R&B, but I'm very experimental. So my biggest challenge is just to incorporate everything that I love, but also it direct, keeping it very focused on the main goal of what I'm trying to convey to everybody.
Yeah. All
So
right. I get that. So someone asked you in the comments, Matthew. He asked you, are there any upcoming events for you, even though we're in the middle of a panorama? Or is there
hey,
any? bit of a panorama. Is there any upcoming events for you?
I've been trying to I've been perfecting my album, and it's done, and it's coming out like real soon. So so on Apple Music and everywhere else right now, I have 2 singles from my upcoming album, which is Ride for You and Model X. So those are the 2 singles that's on my new album. As far as performing, I perform here and there, but like once the album drops next month, I'll be like kind of like trying to get on different platforms. But right now, like sometimes I go and I perform at like the poetry party. That's like a local thing that's here at the garage downtown. That's usually where like I perform because that's the only place that's really like allowing people to perform in a panorama that we in.
Right.
So
With panorama.
there, but definitely when my album drops, like I'm gonna be doing way more performances.
All right, I see that. I see it's coming out real soon because I've seen you on Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's doing his thing. Y'all get to see he is doing his thing. You get a lot of love too. People saying they can't wait to hear you sing. They can't wait for your album. You was get so much love, and I'm so happy for you. I am. Okay, so who would you like to collab with?
I just named this long list for my best friend Coco last night. Like, So number one is Janae Aiko. I feel like we can make something so meaningful. Like, I feel like we can really do something. SZA, of course, because SZA is just so cool. Like, I love SZA. Her voice, her mind, like just everything. I feel like we can make something like real experimental and cool. So Janae, SZA, Chloe and Halle, Ariana Grande. I love her. I love Ariana Grande. Like, yeah, we just leave it there. Nicki Minaj, she'll make me cry, and Jasmine Sullivan, definitely.
Yo, her new song.
Pick up your feelings. The whole EP is
it's amazing.
Pop, like it just pop.
Right. My mother's around the house singing, "Don't forget to come." You around the house singing it.
Yeah.
We got a question. Do you have a favorite song of your own that you enjoy singing the most? That was one of my questions. You go, girl. On top.
Oof. Okay. I'll talk about the album that's already out. So, Transcend is that song that hits right here because that was the song that started everything for me and really was like, okay, like I can start doing albums, I can start doing music for real. So Transcend is definitely that song. The words, the lyrics, the flow, it just give me life. And every time, like I can perform that song forever. I feel like artists always be that one song that you feel like perform forever, and that's that song for me.
Right. That's the one song. I got it. Brain fart. Okay, so since we on the topic of Transcend, I really do like that song. I do. You was in that. You your bag. What was how did you what made you come up with the creative process of Transcend? Like what made that come to life?
Well, you feel now as an album, I basically wanted to talk about the past relationship I was in and how that shaped me as a person. And Transcend was really that song that started everything, started for me to really dive into my feelings and really convey that on a project. And when I first had the first lyrics that came up for Transcend was "School is a prison. I'm talking the house that you live in."
Yeah.
And so with that, it just basically means first of all, I already feel like school is a scam, but it's even broader to that. Our first social interactions start in school. When we're young, when we're growing up, our first social interactions start in school. We find ourselves in middle school, in high school. So that kind of opens up the idea that that's where you start to form your own identity, is in school.
Right.
And then I'm talking about the house that you in. So that's a entendre. school, you feel like you live at school. You go to school every day for like 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then after that, you're home. So it's kind of like you're home away from. And I just really wanted to talk about what I was going through and also how we view the world as a whole, how we view social media, how we view interactions with people. And it's so much of a disconnect when it comes to socializing. Like social media runs our life. Like
Right.
it our whole entire existence. So it's kind of like I wanted to shed light on how much people rely on social media and how much people just feel like social media is everything and nothing else matters. So
Right.
transcendently me talking about that, and I started talking a bit about like my relationships and what I'm going through.
Right. I like that. You got two questions. So we gonna start from the top to the bottom. So from Beyond K, aka Kayla, you know what I'm saying? That's my boo. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Ooh, 10 years. Okay, 31. Honestly, like if I want to be somewhere way further in my music, whether that's like having a hit or not having a hit, I just want to be recognized for what I'm making. I do want to be in a different place with my music. I wanted to be in a different place with myself financially, mentally. I just want to be in a better place. Not saying I'm in a bad place now, but I just want to be in an even better place 10 years from now with music, mind, soul, everything.
Okay, and another one from D Johnston, aka Dada, my other boo. Um, what's the question? Does are all your music's based upon like your feelings or your experiences? I hope I got the question right.
Most of my songs are like things that I've experienced. Definitely, most of the songs are definitely about that. But there are like some songs on my album that have a little bit of a lighter meaning. Like Model X has a little bit of a lighter meaning than the songs that's on the upcoming album. Songs from my last album, like Cafe in Paris, just kind of talks about like, just wanting someone to just stay there and love you. Don't leave, just be here with me in this moment and enjoy this moment with me. So it's some songs that I've written that's not as like heavy of a meaning. They're more so like feel good song stuff that you can really vibe. Oh, I see all the questions. Yes.
Right. So, Governor from Javoy Phillips. Hey, how does your genre of music define you?
I don't know if it defines me. I know it plays a part in like I know it plays a big part in how my music sounds and how I want it to sound. Because I do want it to be more like, I mean, I like upbeat stuff. I like mid-tempo stuff. But the
Right.
times where I really get in my bag is when it's like slow and it's really more so like my vocals that's very present other than like the sounds and the beat. So I don't know if it really defines me, but it definitely it definitely shapes where I go with my music.
Right. We got another question. Y'all are still in my questions. It makes no sense. Oh my gosh. Matthew. Tyrone, is it a hard process for you to get into your creative mode? That's a good question.
That is a good question. Ooh.
I'm in trouble.
I mean, I feel like for me, like honestly, I write whenever I can be sitting down like and I'm like I have a melody in my head or I have lyrics that's in my head and I like write it down. And then after that, like once I start writing, it's kind of like, let's get it all out while we can.
Right.
And that's kind of like creative work for me. Like I could never sit myself down and be like, okay, let's write a song. Like, cause it would never come out right.
Right. I get that. So as an artist, how are you holding up in the pandemic? Because child, this is a mess. How are you holding up as an artist? Because I know it's hard.
It is so hard. Like not being
It
able
is
to
hard.
perform for people, not being able to be on a stage. It's like 2020 when I dropped my first album, like I really was gonna be like, why just until like we could start performing again. But I was like, no, I gotta get this out. Like I got to. So it's been so hard just not being able to perform for people. That's the biggest thing. Like making music, I'm really in my bag in the studio. Like definitely in my bag in the studio. But as far as performing for people, like I just wish I can do it.
So I take it that you like the performing part more than the recording process because you like the people. Is that true? Or if so,
I'm
why?
like half and half with it, only because like performing is just it's a battle in itself. Like getting on a stage in front of people and having to sing your own song is just kind of like it's so nerve wracking. But like when I get on stage and I sing those first couple like words, I'm like, all right, let me get in my bag. So it's like it's definitely just it's nerve wracking, but I like both. I definitely do like the recording process and also the performing process because it's like two different spaces.
Okay, got it. So we're gonna take it a year back,
Oh,
everybody. Wait, name a time you had an internal struggle that fed up a message you wanted to make. We want to see. We'll be going to that one.
oh, an internal struggle.
Yes.
What was the whole question? Hold up. That was,
Name a time you had an internal struggle that fed a message you wanted to make. That's a deep question.
message I wanted to make. Oh, that is a
That's
question.
that's a deep question. That makes you guys sit back and think
Yeah,
about it.
like,
You gotta think about it.
I don't even really know. Okay, a new song off of my album called Reckless. That's one of my favorite songs off of the album. But
We get
that
the sneak peek, guys. We get the sneak
I
peek.
know y'all speak into like the creative process behind that. So my song really that's so good. Oh my gosh. I like how we go into this. So this has a really deep meaning because for so long I've been so reckless with my energy and my heart and giving it to people, whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, giving my energy to people who not it. And I know everybody on this podcast can agree to that. We have given people energy that did not deserve it. And that song, the first half of the song really is a conversation between me and myself talking about how I am so reckless with my heart and with my energy and I need to protect myself because if you give everything away, you have nothing for yourself. And I just felt like I've been giving so many people the best parts of me that like I'm just kind of like when it's all said and done, I'm trying to pick up the pieces and figure out who I am as a person. And that song really, really did like convey a big message that was going on within me. And I was like, wow, like when I wrote that song, like I everything subconsciously. So when I wrote that song and I like played it back and looked at the lyrics, I was like, wow, this has a really deep meaning that I did not expect that was gonna come out. But it oh, I love that question. That was a good one.
Right. So we off topic again because this what you said, this is my circle. I'm all about energy. I'm all about protecting the energy and all that. How do you go about that? Like how do you go about protecting energy when it comes to friends, family, relationships? How do you go about that? And what advice can you give to people who are struggling with that? Yeah,
Okay.
you going deep. You going deep.
Lightly because I knew like one day in my life I was going to be like put on a spot where I get to talk, and so I'm not going to talk too much. But as far as just protecting my energy, when you figure out that someone in your life is not there for the good and they're not contributing anything to you mentally, emotionally, if they're not contributing anything, like I said, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, you need to leave. And I've had I'm not going to say so many people, but I've had a few people in my life that I thought was there for me, but later on down, the line, I realized that they just didn't contribute to my growth as a person. And it's something that people show you their true colors one time, and it's your choice if you want to believe them or not.
Right.
And I feel as though when people show me their true colors in the past, I've kind of glanced over it and I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just something that they're going through right now, or maybe it's something that I did, but it's never nothing that you do. Always pay attention to what people say. Words are so powerful, and they're way more powerful than what people anticipate them to be. Really listen to the words that people are saying, the way that they're talking to you, the way that they communicate with others, not just you. And you can really see a person's true personality and you can really see their true intentions in the friendship by just listening to the things that they say and also paying attention to the things that they do. So
Mhm.
your energy is just, if you gotta just, you don't have to argue, you don't have to fuss, you can just walk away from a person that's not there for you, and that's not bringing the energy that you need to carry on in your life. You just walk away.
You heard it here first. Walk away. Walk away from all of that. Listen, because 2020 then changed some people.
Yeah.
We can't deal with that no more. Not on this podcast. No, no, no. Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to 2020. We're gonna talk about your album. How do you feel now? Now that album, baby, let me tell you. First of all, your song with Coco in the beginning, bestie vibes, bestie vibes. I love that. I love everything about that. So I want to dive into it because I liked it. I liked everything about it. It was amazing. What was your creative process with this album? What was it with this album?
How do you feel now? Okay. So that whole process, the songs on there really have like feel like they're more based off of a feeling because it's called How Do You Feel Now? So all the songs I really wanted to explain like how I felt about previous situations that happened in my life, whether it was my breakups or if it was my friendships. Like I really wanted to talk about just how I felt about it. And the beginning, the reason why I named that song Courtney and I wrote it about her and I put it on the album was because like she's been a road dog through everything, like through all of my friends. Like if it was an interview where she could sit right here and just be like, yeah, I was there, like she could tell you just like everything that happened and just all just the messed up stuff that people have done to me. So I really had to include her on the album. And going like more and more into it, my one what a lot of people just say that their favorite song off the album is called Bad Decisions. And I love that song because it features my friend Jaden, and I feel like we killed it. Not to toot my own horn, but we did that. And I that's one of my favorite songs on the album because it really talks about basically the same thing that I was kind of saying with my song Reckless, but a little more relationship based and talking about how you're telling that person like, you know, I'm here for you, I want to be down for you, don't make bad decisions, like don't do anything that you know is gonna make me upset, don't do anything that you know is just not right. Like I've always said, if you can't do this in front of your significant other, you don't need to do it at all. And that's how I honestly feel about it. So it's just kind of like I'm dropping gems low key.
Too many gems and too many. I don't think people can. I don't think people understand. I got personal favorite. My personal favorite is Man on the Moon because of the little. I was like, oh,
Yes.
okay. I'll be dropping gems. So, what made you put out that album? What made you? What made you?
So coming off of Heartbreak, so basically, like when I recorded my first EP, like half of my album was done. And it's so crazy. I know it's so crazy because like the way that I write, like I've really refrained myself from writing. Like I haven't written anything in probably like 2 months. Like I've really like stopped myself from writing anything because if I write, I'm gonna keep writing, keep changing songs on my album. So it's like it's oh I'm like, you know how it is. Like you're like, no,
It's a mess. It's a mess.
it's a whole mess. So what made me put out that album was really like I wanted to just get out how I was feeling. Like I really wanted to just let everybody know, like, you know, this is what I went through, and people probably went through the similar things that I've went through. So let me put out a project that really talks about like feelings and how, you know, I felt and maybe how other people feel about certain situations. So I was like, let me put this out, let me drop this. And it was my first album, whereas though like it was full length, 12 songs. It really featured my rapping, my singing, my lyrics and everything. So I was like, I just want to put that out to the world and let them see, like get a little taste of what Tyrone McQueen has going on. You feel me?
Right. So, as every artist, you know, we got the bad people who just got something to say about it, who just, we don't want that here. We don't do none of that here. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
How do you go for that? Like, what do you do? What you do?
My
What you
thing
do?
for everybody, like I feel like, you know, internally when a song is good and when it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like, not everyone is going to like everything that you make. Like let's use like a popular artist for example. So like Ariana Grande's album this um it's certain songs on there that I absolutely love, and other people is like, ugh, I don't really like that song. And it's like, what? Like, I love that song. So I feel as though when you're an artist and you're making an album or you're making a single, put that song out because you love that song, not because you feel like everyone else was like will like it because it sounds like this or it sounds like that. Put it out because it's something that you love and it's something that you want to perform. Because at the end of the day, like, you're the one making the music, not and Tommy from down the street. You know what I mean? Like, like as an artist, we want people to like our music. We want people to bop to our music. We want that so much, but we still have to keep in mind that we have to love it. If we don't love it, we can't put it out. That's what I go by. If I don't love this song, I'm not gonna put it out. That's it. And people could say like, "Wow, I love it, I love it." But I don't love it, and I'm singing it. So, So I just feel like keep in mind that make things that you love, no matter what anybody else says. It's a song on my album called on How Do You Feel Now, the first album called Melanin, and it features my mom talking, and my mom basically says like, "Oh, it's so cute. I want y'all to go listen to that." She says basically like, you shouldn't care about what anyone has to say, but the studio or anyone who wants to sign you, like word for word, she said, if it's making you money, then go for it. And I was like, you know what? Yes.
Mama's like, mama knows best. Mama. We
Yeah.
listen to mom around here. We love that. So, what do you enjoy about? You got a comment from Javoy saying he likes your bucket hats.
Yes, give us 90 vibes.
Yes, we love that. What do you enjoy most about being an artist?
Creating, collabing, all of that stuff. Like, I love the whole recording process of an album, picking out what songs you want to put out there, performing the songs. Like, I feel like me as an artist, like, even though I can't dance, like when I perform, like, you're gonna see me dance. You're gonna see me vibe to that music. I don't care if I'm like the worst dancer in the world. You're gonna see me dancing. I just really love just the whole process of creating and performing and entertaining people. I love that whole aspect of it.
I love that. I see your confidence is very high when it comes to your music and your artistry and all of that. What can you tell to someone whose confidence is not high when it comes to making music and stuff like that? Like, what type of word of advice, encouragement can you tell them?
I would just say, just keep pushing. You will get better. Like, my first EP, to be honest, I'm gonna say it. I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't really like it. And it's not the songs, it's just production wise. So it's always room for all the time. So I had to tell myself this, and also my best friend Coco, shout out to her. She my rock. She told me that, like, you're just starting out. Like, you're not gonna release a song and it's gonna be number one on the charts the next day. Like, it's a work in progress to be up there as the likes of Miss Beyonce and the best rappers in the world. It's always a process. Like, nobody starts big. It's always a build up. And you also need to find your footing when it comes to making your music. Like, what sound you want to go for, what sound feels really comfortable for you, because everyone tries to chase what's mainstream. No one is really diving into what connects them to their, or what connects other people to their music. So I would say keep going and make music that you love.
We love that. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Yes.
So, what makes a good studio session in your eyes? What makes a very good studio session?
You're engineer. Like, let me preach for 1 second. Let me just preach for 1 second, Monique. Let me
preach it.
Your engineer is your best friend in the world when it comes to your music. If your engineer don't like you, your music will sound terrible. If your engineer is not a good engineer, your music will sound terrible. Like, and it don't even have to be like the lyrics and how you're singing or how you rapping, but mixing Let me say that again. Mixing is so important because if your engineer, like my engineer, her name is Haley. If I ever get famous off of any of these albums that I'm putting out, like, and I get an award, she gonna be on the stage. I'm like, look, engineers, producers, they don't get as much recognition for their work. Like they make or break your song. And you know that. You know that as an artist, like they will make or break your
They
song.
will. They will.
And a good studio session would be you in there with a producer that does good. Like me and Haley are so in tune when it comes to each other. Like when I'm in there and I'm not sure about something, I'm like, what you think? You think I should do it again? And she'll be like, yeah, you should go do it again. Or I'll do a note or something. And then when I play it back, I'm like, I don't know. She like, yeah, let's do that again. Like she is on top of everything. So definitely your engineer. You also want to feel comfortable. When I go into the studio, I take my shoes off every single time. I gotta get comfortable. Like me and him, we take our shoes off. We get real comfortable because the studio is supposed to be a really comfortable place. Like I can't see how people can bring like 5 and 10 people in the studio with them and try to make a song. Like I can't. Like maybe me and like one other person, but honestly, I really just like it when it's just me and my engineer in there and we just vibing and we creating. That's the perfect studio session for me.
Y'all too. I like that. Take your shoes off in the studio.
Yeah.
And you already take your shoes off in the studio.
Yes.
Apparently that does everything. What are your right? What are your goals as far as being an artist is concerned, like for the rest of the year, even though it just kind of started still?
I really like a goal for mine by the end of the year is I want to do a show. I want to do an actual show that features me and could be other people, but I want to do a set. Like I really want to get on the stage, perform songs from the new album that comes out, and just have people vibe to that. Like not no open mic, but actually like a show that people can buy tickets to and come see me perform. I really, really want to do that. And I really want to do that by the end of the year. Even if only 5 people come, like I will be still like,
I'll be there.
like,
I'll be there.
yes, like
You
so
know I'm gonna be there. You know I am.
I know.
So, right. I'm gonna be right up front with my phone.
Yes.
So if you, because you know, artists start out with like little artists, not little, but artists start out opening for someone else. Who would you want to open for?
Kehlani. That would be fun. That would be cool.
She's a vibe.
She is a vibe. That would be.
She's a vibe.
I would
letters.
Kehlani or maybe even SZA. I feel like that'd be cool. Like, cause I feel like me and Kehlani kind of have like similar vibes when it comes to our music. So that would be really fun.
I like that. I'll be there because Kehlani's a vibe, SZA's a vibe.
Yes.
I'll be there. You're a vibe. We all vibes. Good vibes here.
All around.
Right. All around. You know that.
Monique. Put you on the spot. Your song 2 is a banger.
Don't make me cry on this show. Don't make me cry on this show.
And you know I hit you up for the remix, and I'm still waiting.
I got you. We have to get the studio together. I got you. People see it in the comments. People see it in the comments saying we should.
You know it's a vibe. So whenever you ready, you
listen,
know.
Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it.
I want more music from you.
I mean, look, I was on live the other day. I was in the studio. It sounds nice. I can't wait.
You know I'm ready.
Listen. All I'm gonna say is by my birthday. All right, moving on. By my birthday. So how would you I'm messing up real bad. This is why you and I get real hyped. How would you like your music to influence people? Or what makes your music different from anyone else's?
I like for me, a lot of my songs really do have a deeper meaning to them than what you would when you first hear it. You would think like, oh, okay, this song probably means this, but if you really, really listen to the new music and dissect it, like for the words that I'm actually saying, I feel like I want people to get a message from it. I want people to be inspired by it. And I just want people to just be like, wow, like this song really really is like having me think about what's going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what like what's going on in my relationship or what's going on in a friendship or at work or whatever type of relationships that you have with people. I just want my music to make you really think like, is this something worth fighting for? I honestly want people to get that vibe from it. Like, you know, like maybe I need to sit and rethink my life.
I like that. I like that. So we're gonna get a little bit deeper, just a little teensy bit deeper because I'm that type of person. That's what we're gonna do on the show. You get the first one to witness it. So what advantages, since we're both indie artists, we're both African American. What
Yes.
indie artists, what advantages should we take in the Black community?
I feel like just our people will show out. Like when we perform, when we sing, they go, yes, yes. Like I love all of that. Like I love all the feedback that I get from the audience. And I feel like we should take advantage right now, how often we can drop our music,
Yeah,
how we can basically just do what we want with our music, like put it on whatever platform, we can perform it wherever we want. Like, and especially because we're Black, we can really like we can speak to the audience and we can really like educate on what's going on in the world, especially when it comes to being Black and all the protests that was going on and everything that was just happening over the course of 2020. I feel like as a Black artist, we have that advantage to really, really send a message to our people. And I feel like it feels more authentic when it's coming from a Black artist because a lot of people can relate to it. And I feel like it's almost like, I'm not gonna say artsy, but it's highly anticipated that we should be making not all our songs, but at least one or two songs that really speaks about the Black experience and what has happened to us over so many years.
right. I like that. How do you think that you're able to make a change in the Black community as an indie artist?
I just feel like going back to my song Melanin, like it's a song about loving your Blackness and being proud to be Black. And there's so many obstacles that stand in our way and so many things that just makes it so much harder for us to live our lives. Like the color of our skin means so much to certain people that is really crazy. And I just want to just be able to make music that resonates with people who understand me and people get the vibe and they just catch everything that I'm putting out there. Like I
I
just
like that. I like all of that. I like all of that. So, as for the LGBT plus community, especially in the rapid,
say
rapid,
it.
rap it, rapid, rapid. As far as the LGBT plus community, they unfortunately they kind of get like the low bar in the music industry because of their sexual orientation. What do you have to say about that, or how do you think you're able to change that, or what doors or what windows are you able to doors? What doors do you think you can break down with that?
I just feel like as being like I don't look at myself as an LGBT artist. I would
Mm-hmm.
say more so like I'm an artist that's part of the LGBTQ community. Like
Okay.
so I just would want people to look at my music and listen to my music for what it's worth and not be like, oh, like this is a gay person making a song. Like, no, this is like Tyrone McQueen making a song who happens to be gay. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
I like
for
that.
us, I really want people to pay attention to our artistry and not rely solely on our sexual orientation because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is, a sexual orientation. But that shouldn't change the way anyone listens to my music. It shouldn't change the way anyone views me as an artist because I just feel as though it doesn't really have a lot to do with my music. Yes, of course, in my music, I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it, you know.
Right.
But I feel like this may be a little controversial, but even though Lil Nas X released his song and
Oh, child.
dog out
I've
there,
been talking about this the other day.
long, the Jesus is right here around my neck. Like,
president's house. Jesus.
for real.
We don't do none of that.
But skipping over that part, as far as him as an artist getting so much recognition, and not for being controversial, but let's go back to like Old Town Road, before we knew that he was gay or whatever. Um, that song blew up. That song was everywhere. And it was like number one. And to see not only an LGBT artist, but a Black LGBT artist break charts for that song is kind of like, okay, like if he can do it, then I know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Minus all the religious part, we gonna keep that over there. But I just feel as though just being able to open doors for other LGBT artists, for labels especially, to want to invest money, because I think that that's the most important part that people don't think about. Like, the listeners definitely play a part in pushing an artist to the next level, but the label does too. The label needs to invest money into their artists to push them to the next level. And the same way with Nicki, like nobody was investing in female rap until she got on the pedestal. And then now you see a slew of, artists that's really going on in the world. Okay. But anyway, that's that's my uncle. But anyway, yeah. Just paving the way for us as artists, and just having labels invest in us, and look, like there's a market for us as artists. Like, put money into us. Like, we here.
Right. So we want to talk about, Lil Nas X in his new video, because I was asking people about it. Listen, I was just talking about this a couple days ago. I was because the shoes. Okay, all right. Anyways, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that whole song, down to the music video, down to the shoes, down to him stripped, down to him the twerking on Satan? How do you feel about all of that?
I just think that it's definitely a lot. To each his own when it comes to making music and doing what they love. To each his own. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. The only thing is that I just be so frustrated about is that when people look at like Black artists and music that we make, they try, when one Black artist does one thing, they try to put everyone in the same box. Everyone is doing that, or everyone thinks that way. So I want y'all to know that all gay people want to do that. But I just feel like with him, like I said, that's something that he wanted to do. Kudos to him. I won't do it, but kudos to him. And big ups to everything that he has going on as far as his career. I would say that he's doing good for himself as an artist, I would say. And yeah, that's him.
Right. So we're gonna get one more question, because it's 9:00. I don't like this. We're gonna get one more question. What can we expect from you next? From the album, from you? What can we expect from you next?
Next album is called Are You Okay? Y'all get the title of it.
Okay. Yes.
Coming out very soon. Like very soon. Very, very, very soon. And I'm so excited because I feel like this album really is talking about who I am as an artist, and really gets to show people everything that I've been working on and how my music should sound. I'm so excited because I feel like I'm finally finding my footing in making music, and this is the type of music I want to make. So I hope y'all like it and y'all tune in to me.
To him, guys. Again, we got Tyrone McQueen in the building. Let me tell you, he is an amazing artist. He is everything. Y'all see it first. He is a vibe. He's a whole vibe. Tell them your Instagram where they can find you. You can find your music.
Okay. So my Instagram is the Tyrone McQueen. So it's TYE. I see it. Y'all see it. Follow me. Like I said earlier, I have singles out. I have 3 singles out. Friends with Benefits, Model X, and Ride For You. Model X and Ride For You are the two newest singles from the Are You Okay album. And when you go to Instagram, you can click the link in my bio, and that's all my music on all streaming platforms. So pick what you want to pick.
Look, y'all got his Instagram, y'all got his music. Listen out for his song. Model X is all streaming platforms. Look out for his new album, Are You Okay? Once again, thank you for everybody that tuned in to Rhythm&Muse Podcast. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, but y'all opened up, so I'm real happy about that. Thank you so much to Edigga, aka Charm City TV. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, guys. Y'all can listen to our Apple Music, Charm City TV, rhythmmusedpodcast.com. My Instagram, I am Monique Wilson. Y'all know my Twitter, Melanated Neek, and you know my Facebook, Wilson. That's my real name. But all that. Thank you again. Yes, he's in Baltimore. Baltimore artist Tyrone. I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Come back next Friday for a new wow. Okay, I'm excited. Come back next Friday at 8:00 with a new artist. I will put it out next week, and that's it. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching another great live broadcast on Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you head on over to YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter for more great content on Charm City Direct TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow everything Charm City Direct TV.